Tesla is killing off its Model S and X cars to make robots. Mark Zuckerberg says Reality Labs will eventually stop losing so much money. And Patreon creators have to switch to subscription billing by November, thanks to Apple. It's Thursday, January 29th. I'm your host, Steve White, with a look at tech in the news this morning from Engadget. Tesla will basically stop the production of its Model S and X electric vehicles next quarter. So says CEO Elon Musk, who made that announcement at the automaker's earnings call for the 2025 fiscal year. You can still buy the vehicles as long as there are units to be sold, and Tesla promises to support them for as long as people have them. Once they're gone, though, they are gone for good, because Tesla is converting their production space in the company's Fremont factory into a space for the manufacturing of Optimus humanoid robots. The Model S's and X's shine has faded over the years, and the newer Model 3 and Y now make up the bulk of the company's sales. Last year, Tesla delivered more than 1.5 million Model 3 and Y vehicles, but sold just over 400,000 Model S and X units. The company also had to stop selling Model S and X in China because they were being imported from the U.S. and were therefore subject to China's tariffs that were put in place in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs on imported goods. Now, in the call, Musk said that Tesla's long-term goal is to be able to manufacture 1 million Optimus robots in the current Model S and X production space. At the World Economic Forum in Davos, the CEO announced that Tesla will start selling Optimus to the public by the end of next year. Musk has big plans for Optimus and once said that it's bound to become the biggest product of all time, bigger than cell phones, bigger than anything. But the humanoid robot has been failing to live up to the hype during demonstrations, and Musk is known for his overly optimistic timelines. The company's earnings report has also revealed that Tesla invested $2 billion in Musk's other company, xAI. Tesla's shareholders notably sued Musk in 2024 for starting xAI, which they argued is a direct competition to the automaker. The CEO has been claiming for years, after all, that Tesla is an AI company and not just an EV maker. Still, Tesla's shareholders approved Musk's $1 trillion pay package in late 2025 on the condition that the company reaches a market value of $8.5 trillion. Mark Zuckerberg says there is an end in sight to Reality Labs' years of multi-billion-dollar losses following the company's layoffs to the metaverse division earlier this year. The CEO said he expects to gradually reduce how much money the company is losing as it doubles down on AI glasses and shifts away from virtual reality. Speaking during Meta's fourth quarter earnings call, Zuckerberg was clear that the changes will not happen soon, but sounded optimistic about the division that lost more than $19 billion last year. The company cut more than 1,000 employees from Reality Labs earlier this month, shut down 3 VR studios, and announced plans to retire its app for VR meetings. Meta has also paused plans for third-party Horizon OS headsets. Instead, Meta is doubling down on its smart glasses and wearables business, which tie in more neatly to Zuckerberg's vision for creating AI superintelligence. During the call, Zuckerberg noted that sales of Meta's smart glasses more than tripled last year and hinted at bigger plans for AR glasses. Zuckerberg has spent the last few years laying the groundwork for pivoting Meta's metaverse work into AI. Patreon creators will need to make some changes soon, thanks to Apple. On Wednesday, Patreon said Apple has renewed its requirement that all Patreon creators must move to subscription billing. The deadline to do so is November 1st. Patreon's blog post announcing the change made it clear that it had no other choice. saying that the company strongly disagreed with the decision, adding that creators need consistency and clarity in order to build healthy, long-term businesses. Instead, the company said that creators using legacy billing will now have to endure the whiplash of another policy reversal, the third such change from Apple in the past 18 months. Now, up to this point, Patreon's billing model has operated in a gray area, allowing its creators to charge fans outside the App Store without paying Apple's fees. When the issue first surfaced, TechCrunch described it as stemming from how paid content was accessed. Only some creators offered content that could be consumed in-app. On Wednesday, a Patreon representative described the gray area as being because Apple's in-app purchase system does not support some of Patreon's long-standing billing models. But now Apple has reimposed its subscription mandate, eliminating the gray area. Now, Patreon's whiplash description is not hyperbole. Apple first announced the mandate back in 2024, and at that time, the deadline for all Patreon creators to make the switch was set to November 2025, one that Patreon grudgingly accepted. But according to the company, Apple told it last May that the original 2025 deadline was no longer in effect. Now it appears to have reversed that again. If there is any kind of silver lining in this, TechCrunch noted that only 4% of Patreon creators are using the affected legacy billing models, and fans can still bypass Apple's fees on iOS by joining via their iPhone's web browser. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Mariella Moon, Carissa Bell, and Will Shanklin, and it was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with more tech news from Engadget.